Hey, hope you're having an awesome day. This is lesson 9.4. You will need your chapter 9 notes, pencil, calculator, and you need to pause the video to write any notes. So 9.4 is about vehicle insurance. There are a lot of vocabulary words in this lesson. First, we're going to talk about the 3 different kinds of auto insurance. So when you get insurance, you will need to get liability insurance that provides financial protection to the policyholder against claims for bodily injury. If you get in an accident and hurt another person, that will cover you. Collision insurance pays for damage to the insured vehicle caused by a collision with another motor vehicle or an object such as a telephone pole. So exactly what it means. You collide with something else. And comprehensive insurance pays for the damage to the insured vehicle from losses due to fire, vandalism, theft, or about any other cause. So when you are getting car insurance, liability you will need to get in the state of Minnesota, but you can pay for more comprehensive insurance. So 2 other vocab words is the deductible clause, a clause in an insurance policy that requires the insured to pay a certain amount before the insurance company pays. So you might have to pay a deductible before your car. So you might have a $500 deductible or $1,000 or $2,000. And then the annual premium, the amount you pay each year for insurance coverage. So this lesson is we're going to use tables to compute the annual premium for vehicle insurance. So, buying vehicle insurance. If your vehicle is involved in an accident, you can cause bodily injury to people involved. Property damage to other vehicles or property such as light bulbs or collision damage to your vehicle. So they sometimes talk about this 100, 300. So the insurance company will pay $100,000 and the insurance company pays up to $300,000. Okay, if more than one person. So you will see these different amounts. So here another one is 100, 30, 50. 130 refers to the body injury coverage and means that exactly what's on the chart. So if you want to pause and read this, but it does talk more about deductible down here. You must pay the first $500 and then they pay the rest. Okay, so we're going to look at the lesson formula. And there are 2 formulas you will be doing. So when you are completing this, in your notes, first you're going to do this. So you might even want to write that. And second, you're going to do this. So first, you are going to add the liability plus the collision plus the comprehensive. And then you're going to take the annual base premium, which is this. So once you add those 3, and multiply it times the driver rating scale. And that will get you your annual premium. So remember these formulas, if it asks to give you the annual base premium or it asks for the annual premium, you find the formula that goes along with that. So here is another chart. In this chart, excuse me, someone will have your property damage limit. So they might say, my property damage limit is 100,000 and I want 50 and 100. So then this number would be 357. Okay. So you're pretty much just doing this and this. Okay. So that's the liability. Okay. Now to find collision and comprehensive, you need to look at this over here and this down here and look at the age group. So there's A, B, C, D for each one. So if you're doing collision, it'll say insurance rating group 12B. So you would just follow these over and get 264. Or comprehension B10, and that would be this one. So depending on what the problem asks for will depend on what parts of the chart you need. Okay, so let's look at some examples. Pierce Keenan has a 1.3 driver rating factor, and his car is in the age group A, insurance rating group 14. The coverage he wants is $5,100 bodily injury and $25 for property damage. So you can look at your chart in front of you, and you need to find the liability. So for liability, I will need this. Oops, I lost my pen. You will need this, okay? And you will need this, okay? And when you get those two numbers, I believe you get 3, let me go back. We have 50, 100 at 25. Oops, sorry. And you get 309. So for number 2, the first number is 309 is my liability, plus, now it's 14 A, oops, so 14A, if you look at your 2, there's two groups of A, okay, 14A, 322, 14A, 127. Okay, so I have 309, 322, and 127. So I'm going to add those up. And I'm going to get 758. That's step 1. Okay, then step 2, I'm going to take the 758. And I'm going to times it by 1.3 because that's my driver. So I might have to go all the way back to my formulas, right? My formulas are going to tell me what to do. My chart gives me my numbers, and then I put that together to get the answer. You would get $985.40 as your annual premium. Okay? So you can pause the video. If that was confusing, I'm going to give you the answers for 3 and 4. And then you can go ahead and do those and see if you get the right answer. If you're struggling to get the right answer, then you might want to have Ms. Dahlstrom come over and help you with the chart, because you got to figure out the chart and you got to figure out what to do with those numbers once you get them. Okay? So remember, you have to have your formula, what's on your notes, your chart, the problems, and it tells you what to add and then what to multiply. Here are the answers for number 3 and number 4. So this would be your first answer, and then when you take this answer times the driver rating scale, you get this answer. So if you want to look at 3 and 4, see how you're doing. Okay, so now you can go ahead and do the practice. Have a great day.